Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 2 of this starter build series. We are playing on the Redwood River. This is a completely vanilla build and it's going pretty good. We are making money, at least. We are finally in the positive here, getting some industrial demand. And let's just keep working on this. Let's keep getting this developed, keep fleshing out some of the ideas that we had. We are playing on speed 3. I usually like to play on a lower speed than that, just kind of go with the flow a bit. But here I think it's going to make sense having us on a higher speed in order to kind of make money and progress, especially because we're really money dried up right now, big time. Now we are going to want to actually try and save for a coal power plant because we don't really have good access to wind at all on this map. This wind turbine is only getting us, it's at, wait a second, 8 megawatts? It said the estimate, that's because we're paying 150% of our power. How's power actually looking right now? Yeah, we're producing 7 and we need 8, so it's right on the edge. When do we get the next Little Hamlet is the first. We haven't even hit our first milestone yet. This has been the rockiest start. This has been the absolute rockiest start that we've had, without question. I'm hoping we're making enough water. Right now, the water's not getting powered completely, but it is hooked in, so we're getting some little brownouts right here. We need money. We need money. We just need to hang tight for a bit. We just need to hang tight for a little bit. Also, if we had more residential, right? If this was built up more, we could get more residential. More residential would mean more money. More residential, more people, we get that next level up. I really, like, the funny thing is I really want to develop out here. I want to get this. Actually, we have rail here too. Wow, we have rail here and here. That's crazy. Of course, yeah, we're running out of water. Guys, we might be in a little bit of trouble here. Actually, what I might do is I might bop a lot of these buildings, knowing that we don't have the workforce for them. I think we've overbuilt our... Yeah, we've overbuilt our industry. That's fine. So let's just bop all this. Let's bop all this. And that should lower our water consumption and our power consumption. Get everything back up here. Try to stabilize, right? What we're trying to do is basically stabilize here. City's on life support right now, guys. Uh-oh. But I think we're going to be okay here. We could do a little bit of a move it cheat, you know? We could do that. We are getting up to 550. I think, what is it? 550? 550 is going to be the milestone. First thing we're basically going to do, I think, is just get a more reliable power source going, because we just don't even have the roads to expand the way I want. This is going to be all commercial down here. Little Hamlet, there it is. Little Hamlet, that's enough money to get a proper thing of power, which I don't usually like building this, but we're just kind of in a situation right now, right, where, well, we need it. So, but what I want to do now is probably get rid of this sucker, because this thing is just costing us money, being annoying. That's not going to give us money. We've used it too much. It depreciated too much, apparently. We are going to need a landfill. That's 4,000. Then we will need a medical clinic as well at 10,000. Other than that, we could just sort of accumulate money, try to create a sort of an equilibrium. Yeah, garbage is accumulating. Garbage is accumulating. We're not making much money. That's because we are now producing too much power. Actually, the fact that we had that set up like that was a big no-no. And guys, I'm sorry. Bear with me, everybody. We are like, this city is literally on fire. We're going up to 12%. I forgot to go to 12%. I forgot we could take a loan. This might be the first time we take a loan, guys. Yeah, we're taking a loan. We're taking a loan. Holy cow. We will survive, though. We're taking a loan, but we will survive. We will survive. Okay. There we go. We got 10,000 in the bank. We should be making money. Fingers crossed. Garbage is going to be picked up. Let's just spend this 10,000. Okay, let's just peacefully go around. Need more power. This is actually like, this is kind of funny. I don't think we need this much power. How much are we making? How much do we need? Consumption, yeah, this is, bring this down a bit. That'll be fine. 70% will be fine. 50 was too low. That'll be fine though. This has been the most chaotic start. Now, I think what we wanted to do, right, was originally, I was noticing that this was kind of a sharp entry there, which kind of almost seems like this should go with this, and maybe that sort of naturally curves up, and maybe this sort of just pops into there at it. Can we get a 90? Ooh. Well, you know, just a little bit of janky there. That's how we like to roll. So 89.9, we take those. We take those. Do we want this to be perfectly straight? That's what I'm not sure about. We also have this rail right here. Eventually that rail is going to, you know, I think this rail is something that we might actually go back and adjust later. So I'm actually not too worried about this rail right here. I think we might sort of wiggle it onto the other side of the freeway, because I think this is mostly going to be kind of like a little neighborhood for us or something. The city's losing money somehow. That means, kind of been thinking to myself, we should be pausing the game, right? If we're losing money, we should be pausing the game, spending the money that we have. Because what we need to do right now is get, that's all of our money. We need to get zoning in. We need to get zoning going. Yikes, guys. How did this happen? How did this happen? Not enough money. We might just have to redo this whole recording, guys. Like, I don't know if this is even set up with water access. I just don't know. Don't know what we got, what we don't have. That's going to at least be... There we go. Okay, this is all watered up, which is good. Let's go back to speed 3. Let's try to get that pop up a bit. We still have room to grow the industry, which is nice. Population seems to be going down rather than up. What am I missing here? Water, we're not going to need water for a long time. Power, we're not going to need power for a long time, as long as we're getting deliveries of coal, right? Into the coal power plant. Population's going way up right now, which is good. We're starting to make a profit again, but this has been a really, really bumpy start. I'm liking the design, at least. I wish we had a little bit more creative freedom in terms of money to be able to like keep executing on it. Like, you can kind of see that we have something going here, but as soon as we try to build this sort of grid layout, I guess we're just trying to do too much too fast. I guess I'm treating this like it's a smaller space than it is, right? This is a big area. This is a big neighborhood, and I'm treating it like it's not. Because I'm seeing a small neighborhood in that area, but I just can't believe that this is like the first time. I think this is the first time I think we've gone deep into episode 2 where we haven't been making at least a few thousand per week. This is crazy. And it really all comes down to the fact that we've done a lot of road work, very expensive, unnecessary road work, right? All of this is basically economic waste, right? All these buildings could just be over here. And we also have, you know, the power lines that we're getting from all over the place, which is crazy. It'd probably be a little bit cleaner just to have, you know, a connection up here, from here to here, get rid of all this power lineage, and then, you know, just have a simple little, I don't even know. See, now we don't need all of this though, which is nice. Some of this can get bopped. But even if we had done this a little bit smarter, right, then, I don't know, we kind of overbuilt the power lines a bit, that's for sure. We seem to be making a good amount of money at the moment. Do we have more? We do have some more areas that in residential can come down. So we're not fully filled out there, but we're getting closer. There's some spaces in here that we're expecting to get filled eventually. Industry is looking full. Industry is full. Commercial is going to be fine. It's got room to grow. Tons of room to grow. I think we're going to need to get some roads from here under and across, right? Under and across. which ultimately maybe we make this into like a big sort of one-way loop. Maybe this should already be a one-way loop. Yeah, that actually probably should already be the case, right? This is kind of a one-way loop here now. In addition to this being a one-way loop here, and then obviously if they came up this way, then they'd be able to kind of loop back and stuff too. So, but that would allow us to actually go out like, and again, I think we bought these. I like those rails there. We could just add them later. They're just straight lines. We could just easily go back and add them later. I think we went up 15, yeah. So if we go up 15 here, just kind of going with the flow. Of course, this is going to be a much larger wedge. Now this is going to make some intense intersections right here. Not going to lie, I usually like to space those out a little bit more. We have hit Worthy Village. That's going to be a little bit of an influx of cash. Now, have we paid off our loan yet? It's costing us $400 per week. We could take a big giant loan. We're over here looking at loans, guys. I don't know. There's something funny about that to me. There's something funny about that to me. Not quite. It's a 90-degree angle, right? It's a clean angle, but this is a 24 and this was a 26. So there's a little bit of a asymmetry to it, but I think that's okay. I think what we have is an interesting sort of kind of a UFO shape, I guess. Interesting. We're actually starting to use more power. Good. Now, if you, yeah, I mean, we're really not saving any money by bringing it down to 70 anyways. Very small amount of money. So let's just bring it back up to 100%. It's going to be a lot more power, though. It's going to get us up to, I think, 40 megawatts, right? 40 wow, it literally doubles. Like, so we had it at 70% budget and it was outputting like half of its total power. It's kind of nuts. The game is going to expect police for sure, right? Police for sure, and then probably also will want fire. I'm kind of thinking, can we hold off a little bit on fire? Oh, you know what I do have, guys? I need to make sure I don't place any of them. I have the European stuff activated. I have the European theme activated, okay? But that's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I'm just not going to place any of that stuff. I just forgot to turn that setting off in the content manager. There is a way to have the European stuff activated with the non-European stuff. That's what you're looking at here, is the European stuff. This map is not a European map. I just have that setting on in the content manager to get both. A little bit inefficient here because these fire trucks are going to have to go through the roundabout to get up to there. So I think it would be much better if this, like, was up here more. But I think what we want to do is we want to sink this down, right? We want to sink this down because ultimately this is going to be sort of heading across here. What's the distance between that and that? 15? That's 19. So 15 more would put us at 34. I think 34 is actually going to even us up. That might even line up there. That gives us a perfect 90 degree there. Yes. Yes, guys. Yes. This probably needs to curve, though. And I don't think we're going to worry about this too much. If we go up to a 20, is that just unnecessary, though? It does look nicer. I think having that be a 2010, maybe even make that a 130 angle. Ugh. Now, this is going to look really goofy for now, guys. Really goofy for now. I'm not going to worry about it at all. We will fix that later when we get freeways unlocked. If we ever get freeways unlocked. Holy cow, this city's been on struggling. Let's make sure we're on speed 3 because we want to be making as much money as we can while we're kind of slow building this out and thinking about the sort of the, you know, just the general layout and such, I guess, right? There we go. That's kind of piecing out the residential, or the, sorry, industrial area. I always have this bad habit of just blurting things out and just not even knowing what the heck I'm talking about and saying all the wrong things. I don't know if there's like if there's a word for this or what. I don't know. I think we'd want something a little bit more deliberate, but these angles are not matching. See, look at the width here. So we don't want to bring this around and be right next to it. That doesn't make sense. We want it to kind of maintain a certain amount of distance, right? If this, we kind of would like to maintain this distance all the way around this little loop area, but it's just not quite looking like that at the moment. I'm wondering, can we freestyle it a bit? because we just need to get that out further. As long as we're making money, I'm not worried about a thing. I'm not worried about a thing right now. We're just kind of having a good time, soaking it in. I think we need to just literally freestyle this. It's just too dramatic. It's too dramatic. I think that curve right there is just bend that back a bit. It's not going to be perfect, but I want to get something that kind of looks nice. It's okay to fade in a bit. Of course, we do need to like bring this up too. I think we're gonna have to use Move It to fix some of this. I don't know. I'm trying to go with the flow here. Using the existing infrastructure as my guide. Freestyling is usually not recommended. It usually just doesn't come out very well, to be honest. Like, that kind of looks like those go together, though, at least, right? In a sense. And this is kind of getting us into what ultimately would be a whole new area out here that we could have other connections to as well, right? But yeah, I think having that fixed a little bit with the Move It is going to be good. This probably doesn't need to be that low there, but it needs to be going lower. This can be brought up and all kinds of things. So there we go. We got plenty of room for... We never put down the fire, though, did we? That was why we were building all this. Let's put down fire. There goes all of our money. Question is, do we have... I was going to say, do we have piping out here? And the answer to that is a big no. Now we're losing money. How could we be losing money? How could we be making 600 one week, losing money the next? How is that possible? Oh, well, we built this, right? We built this, but... Yeah, we're getting water issues. That could be kind of responsible for things. Let's bring this up a bit. Of course, that's going to lower our income temporarily. We need more people. I'm just thinking here. We got a loan. We're taking loans, guys. Holy cow. When we take one loan, we take them all. When we take one loan, we take them all. Let's pause the game because we're losing money. And let's just, I don't know, let's go to town on these roads here and just fill this area. We just need tons of area to expand the residential. This isn't the most interesting design in the world, but I think it's something that we can work with. I'm just wondering, do we just sort of start doing stuff like this? Does that make sense? Does that not make sense? Does that look good? Does that not look good? I think overall that doesn't look great. Those two kind of work. This larger area right here is a little bit goofed. Maybe just something like this that kind of just goes halfway there, and then, I don't know, does it connect this way? Does it not connect this way? It kind of almost makes sense that it wouldn't end there because that's kind of a tight point. Maybe it goes up like that. The zoning there isn't clean, that's for sure. I don't love this. I don't love this, guys. But we're kind of just in a desperate sort of just get more zoning down kind of a mode here. I like the fact that ultimately this is going with the flow up here. You know what? Here, what the heck? Let's do this. Let's just keep the pattern going. And I think that's going to be actually better overall. It's very basic, right? Very basic, but at least it kind of keeps that flow going. Maybe here's where we sort of sharpen the curves here. I don't know. We're just doing some different things here, right? What if this actually, or what if one of these, like we kind of skip a couple there, we go up like this, and that like curved in like that or something? That's kind of interesting. And we could do this, and this could kind of curve into there, but I don't really like that. I think this actually needs to kind of go kind of more this way. Getting some weird shapes here, guys. Getting some weird shapes here, but I don't know. Maybe they're working. Again, we're losing money fast, so it makes me hesitant to play with the game unpaused. And once we get the zoning in, it's going to be great, I'm sure, but... I mean, these are kind of like elaborate intersections and stuff like that for what is ultimately like a low-density neighborhood, right? Good news is, I think once all of this is filled in, we'll have something that should be very, very, very functional in terms of like a city, right? We have a lot of room here, at least to grow the city, which is good, which is what we need. Technically, I mean, we could bring this out all the way out here too, because I think we talked about how this would be eventually, right, we'd zone all this in. Yeah, we have a lot of extra piping and stuff. I mean, like, it's one of those weird things where it's like, man, I mean, if someone's just catching, this is the first video they've ever seen from us, they might think we're just the biggest doofus in the world. But we have made successful cities before, I promise you guys. We've made hundreds of them, literally. And this is a very rare situation that we're kind of just like frantically trying to put out fires and things. But that's essentially what seems to be going on right now. We have that loan money, right? And as long as, and what that loan is basically doing is it's representing is a monthly or weekly cost, right? So as long as we can get that loan, get a positive value here, we don't have to think about the loan anymore, because the loan's just going to be going away in the background. But we do need to make sure that this goes up to a positive value. We have tons of power. That's part of the, honestly, part of the problem is literally the fact that we built a coal power plant. I kid you not, right? We're paying so much more for our power than if we had just done the minimum amount of turbines. I kid you not. Like, we'd be making a profit right now if we had done wind turbines. So, but this map just wasn't suited for wind. Also, of course, there's just a lot of annoyingness with how we had to run our power lines that ended up sort of costing us a bit more than it really needed to and such. But ironically, I guess, heck, the game's still asking for even more industry. This is crazy. What we should do, though, is make sure that this is all set up for that one-way loop, right? Oh, it is. It already is. Nice. This actually probably will have decent flow. I mean, this is right at the mouth of the entire city. So if we get a lot of people going into the main city, this could be a problem. But if we have an alternate way to get into the city, like maybe over here it swoops in, and like people that are just going down to this downtown section can kind of come in from here, that'll probably be good. There you go, guys. We're making a profit again. That's with the loan. We have 26,000 in the bank. Plenty of area road now down to do more industry zoning or residential zoning. Let's take a pause in this, guys, and let's keep kind of fleshing this out and hopefully making the forestry area, filling in the upper plateau of the residential, doing an interesting design in the commercial. We have a lot more work to do in the starter city. Keep the design going, but we are officially, I think, finally out of the woods there economically. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching this episode. I will see you guys in the next one.